There are two candidates for the term, the Great Babylon in the book of Revelation. The first candidate is Israel with its political and religious background having the Judaism temple as the central point of existence. The second candidate is the Catholic Church with its grandeur and essentially, idolatrous integrity. The first candidate is Israel with its destruction on 70 AD. Here is the Catholic argument. Jerusalem's center of spiritual power, and in some sense, political power, is the temple. The temple is gone, never to be seen again. Hence, the Great Babylon is no more. Apostate Jerusalem fits perfectly as the evil great city that is no more. Unquote. The second candidate is the Catholic Church. How come? Because it fits into the Revelation narrative. Let's see. In the book of Revelation 17 verse 3, the Great Babylon sits upon the beast with 10 horns, meaning, the two characters are related. In the book of Daniel 7 verse 23, the beast with 10 horns is the fourth kingdom which historically is the Roman Empire. So the beast with 10 horns is the Roman Empire. Great Babylon sits upon the Roman Empire, so they are related. In logical analysis, Great Babylon must have existed in the Roman Empire to have been relative as one sitting on the other. Apparently Great Babylon is an influential entity during the empire's tenure. Secondly, Great Babylon is the mother of harlots in Revelation 17 verse 5, meaning, she produces harlots. Harlotry or whoredom in the biblical sense is idolatry. Let's read Ezekiel 16 verse 20 to 25. Moreover thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter? That thou hast slain my children, and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them. Thou hast built thy high place at every head of the way, and hast made thy beauty to be abhorred, and hast opened thy feet to every one that passed by, and multiplied thy whoredoms. Unquote. It says, whoredom is the worship of idols, which during those times they sacrificed their children to the fire for idols, and built high places or worship altars for idols. So whoredom is basically idolatry. Whoredom and harlotry are synonymous words. Therefore, Great Babylon is a religion for having the practice of idolatry, in which case, she is called mother of harlots because it implies she nurtures harlotry or whoredom. Idolatry is a religious practice, meaning, Great Babylon is an idolatrous religion because she produces children of idolatry, being the mother of harlots. Thirdly, Great Babylon sits upon 7 hills in Revelation 17 verse 9. This could only be the 7 hills of Rome. So what have we? Great Babylon is an idolatrous religion that existed during the Roman Empire and has sat upon 7 hills. This can only be the Catholic Church because it is the only religion that existed in the Roman Empire, and have come from the Roman Empire, and sitting upon 7 hills. The 7 hills is Rome, and the Catholic Church is called Roman Catholic Church, relative to being in Rome, that is, upon the 7 hills. Therefore, Great Babylon is the Catholic Church. Now, what I presented you are the two candidates for the term, Great Babylon. Why do I believe it is the Catholic Church and not the Judaic Israel as fittingly compliant? Because Great Babylon too is a land with merchants, musicians, craftsmen, millstones, etc., and that this land will be destroyed and shall never be found at all. It will never be located. It will be a lost city. Let's read Revelation 18 verses 21 to 23. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers, and musicians, and of pipers, and trumpeters, shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman, of whatsoever craft he be, shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all indeed, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Unquote. So Great Babylon is also a land because it has merchants, musicians, craftsmen, etc. When Great Babylon will be destroyed, it shall not be found nor located anymore, and this could only be literal lost city because it will have no musicians nor craftsmen in it anymore, so it would be a lost city. This cannot be Judaic Israel as when it was destroyed on 70 AD, still it can be found or located and it has still musicians and craftsmen in it, so it doesn't fit the characteristics of the destruction of Great Babylon as a lost city. With this reality, Judaic Israel cannot be Great Babylon. It left us with one option. The Catholic Church. Could it be the Great Babylon as a religion, or in biblical parlance is the mother of harlots, a religion of idolatry? Yes. It is because of its unique indicator, that is, an idolatrous religion that existed in the Roman Empire and has its seat upon the 7 hills of Rome. Only the Catholic Church fits into these qualifiers, especially on its relation with the Roman Empire, or the beast with 10 horns. It is the only religion that came from the Roman Empire, which basically is the characteristic of Great Babylon. With this foregoing reality, we can safely conclude that Great Babylon is the Catholic Church. Objection may come by asking, did the Catholic Church kill the prophets? They are asking this because one of the characteristics of Great Babylon is that she killed the prophets in Revelation 18 verse 24. My answer is this. There are 2 kinds of prophets. 1. Prophets for Israel, or the Old Testament prophets. 2. Christian prophets. The Catholic Church may not kill the Old Testament prophets, but she must have killed Christian prophets she called heretical in the Inquisition. Who are Christian prophets? These are exhorters who edifies other believers if we are to base it on Paul's letters such as in 1 Corinthians 14 verse 3 wherein one who prophesy must edify and exhort, and this prophesying is done on believers as explicit in this verse. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 22. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe. Unquote. So yes, the Catholic Church being a murderous institution during the Inquisition must have killed these prophets she labeled as heretics. So it fits the Great Babylon genre of killing prophets and saints in its malevolent quest to impose a reality of a drunken whore. Thank you.